What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the FFL Fantasy Franchise. Well, no, not franchise. Fantasy Football League. Yeah, my bad. But anyway, today I'm going to be going through everything that is different from my league and my friend's league and I's league. I don't know. And other fantasy football leagues and just everything that you should need to know if you want to follow this league for, however long you want to follow it. And now, at this point, I do have my first video on the draft uploaded, and if you want to go watch that first, you can. If you want to stay here and watch this first, you can. It doesn't matter. You see, I'm not like other YouTubers. I give you options. I'm still making you watch both of the videos, but I'm letting you have options. But anyway, I'm just going to go through like settings and anything that is going to be different from my league than any other fantasy football league. Let's get into it. Now, immediately, to begin with the settings, there are no max ads per season per week and no max trades per season. There's no trade review. We actually had a bit of a problem with this in free agency. You might see that, but yeah, it was just a problem, so I just turned it on to no review. Because, all the teams are going to know, and if you agree to a trade, it's probably good enough. If both teams agree to a trade, is probably good trade. Trade deadline, November 24th, 2023. I'm pretty sure the NFL trade deadline is like in October, maybe early November, something like that. But yeah, I just put it a little bit later because why not? The waiver period, 1 day. I don't want to be waiting on waivers. It's just, I don't know. I don't like waiting for such a long time just to do that. But yeah. As you would expect, the free agent lock type is at game time for the player, and the post-draft players are all free agents, and the roster lock type is at game time. And the start of the season is obviously week 1, as you would hope. The keeper settings. Now, this is interesting. See, if you follow this league for more than 1 year, which is possible, it just depends on if the league is still there, which could definitely be not possible. But I just wanted to do keepers because keepers are always fun because then it makes it feel like the actual NFL, and it's just fun. It's not as fun if you just do a different team every single year. I don't like it as much. And the keeper lock date is the draft date. I don't know what are the dates it could be, but yeah, it's that. Standings tiebreaker, points for, allow matchup ties, of course, and draft pick trades, of course. Now, the scoring settings, completely normal. There's nothing that I changed there. Now, I have divisions. I thought it's always fun to have divisions. I don't know if actual fantasy football leagues have divisions. I'm assuming not. But I just like it. It gives the extra feel and maybe a rivalry between the people. Probably not, but it just gives, more of an NFL feel, which I really like. There's only 2 divisions, 8 teams. Not going to be that many divisions. 2 divisions, the FFC and the SFC. I do remember why I called the SFC the SFC. I forgot why I called the FFC the FFC. But yeah, there's 2 divisions. The Wisconsin Weasels, FFC. Royalville Rhinos, FFC. Green Bay Cheeseheads, FFC, and Team 8, FFC. I'll get to that in a second. But Salt Lake Skiers, SFC, Charlotte Cobras, SFC, San Diego Sharks, SFC, and Stunner Boys, SFC. Now for the playoffs, there is the 1 week per playoff matchup. I don't know why you would do 2 weeks. That just adds too much suspense and just doesn't sound fun. There are 3 playoff weeks. Only 6 teams are making it. So the regular season is very important if you want to make the playoffs. Only 6 teams. Weeks 16 through 18 are the playoffs. Now the rosters, if you watched the last episode, you would know pretty much the rosters basically. But normal quarterback, 1 as the starter. 1 quarterback I said that weird. 1 quarterback is the starter. You get 2 running backs to start and 3 wide receivers to start. Again, I just want to make it feel a lot more like the NFL. 1 tight end, not 2. I could have done 2, but I like 1 more. 1 kicker, obviously. No defensive team, but we have 2 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, and 3 defensive backs. I just did the 2-2-3 because it would take too long and people would not like it. Specifically, the teams would not like it if we had like one defensive back for or two defensive backs for the safeties, and then like 3 or 2 for the cornerbacks, and then like 3 or 4 for linebackers, and then again 3 or 4 for defensive line. That would just make it a lot less fun. But I do also have a running back, wide receiver, tight end, RWT, flex spot. I just call it flex spot easier. And then 5 bench positions. This actually makes it pretty tough to find backups. There's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot, of transactions during the season when we get around the bye weeks, because you only have 5 bench spots and a lot of starters, and then 2 reserves. Reserves can also be useful. But yeah, draft was snake draft. I think that's all you need to know about it. I can't exactly remember. No budget. But yeah, that's that. But I'm sure you did hear me say Team 8. Now, my friend, we all, we all came up with a date and time for the draft to be. Well, one of my friends was in Puerto Rico, and they couldn't make the draft, which is completely understandable. I'm pretty sure they were like on a plane when the draft was actually happening, something like that. I don't know. They were traveling back from Puerto Rico. Sorry, Costa Rica. My bad. 2 completely different countries. But anyway, yeah. So they couldn't make the draft, but because fantasy is stupid, I had to make even though in the app and on the website it said that enough teams to draft when there was only 7 out of 8 teams, thus making me believe that we could just have his team auto draft as you would expect. But no, once you start the draft, actually no, I believe it was 30 minutes before we started the draft, when the draft was supposed to start, I got an email saying that the draft had to be moved to another date once all teams were in, despite it saying 7 out of 8 teams enough to draft. Yeah, I know you might be getting bored right now, but I don't care. I'm going on a tangent. It was angering. So, after that little interlude right there, I went to my dad's computer so that we could actually draft at the specific date. Well, we actually had to move it back 30 minutes, but that doesn't matter. Actually, an hour and 30 minutes, but that doesn't matter. But I rushed to my dad's computer to make him into the league so we could actually draft at a point in time when we all could. Now, this was on Tuesday. We could have moved it to the weekend. It's not the weekend right now. I don't know if everyone is going to be free on the weekend, but still, this doesn't get any better because I put a team for my dad's account in so that we could have it auto draft. So I did all that. I put it in, and we drafted. It was all fine and dandy, and then my friend got back from Puerto Rico and was ready to join the league, see his team, have a good time. It's fantasy football. It's football time, baby. And he couldn't do it because, oh my god, this is angering. But angering, I don't know if that's a word. But basically, I tried to get him into the league. It didn't work. I tried to make him co-manager of the team so that I could get rid of my dad's account on it. But my friend doesn't have an email. And the only way that you can send a link to a person to take over the manager of a team is through email on this stupid fantasy app. So I had to do that. But he doesn't have an email, so I can't do it. I don't know. Like, you can literally send it through anything else before the draft starts, and then the second everyone's in, you can't do it that way anymore. It has to be an email, which is so stupid. So, yeah. That's currently why the team is named because I was panicking in those fleeting moments. But yeah, just to get you all caught up, make it all make sense. but hopefully before the season. I'm assuming that we'll be able to get it before the season starts. Hopefully this weekend. This video is probably going to be uploaded on this weekend, so yeah. But first, I will be uploading a free agency video. Free agency is pretty much done, but if there's anything more, if he joins and we can get him to join during free agency, of course I'm going to let you know in that video. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed. You probably didn't because I went on a very long tangent. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in free agency or at the draft. I don't know which one you watch first.